You ever look in the mirror and don't recognize the person staring back at you? That was me, every single day for 2 years. I'd wake up beside the man who loved me more than anything in this world, and every morning I'd whisper, "I love you," knowing it was built on a lie. My name is Zariah Cole, and this is the truth behind our marriage. I didn't plan to lie. Nobody does. It starts with one small thing, one tiny secret you tell yourself doesn't matter, and then it grows, slowly, like a shadow that follows you everywhere. When I met Marcus, he was everything a woman could ask for. Kind, funny, protective in that old school way. The kind of man who makes you feel safe just by holding your hand. And I was broken. Not the kind of broken people can see, the kind that hides behind a smile, behind laughter, behind "I'm fine." When he asked me where I came from, I told him a version of the truth. When he asked about my past, I gave him the pretty parts. I left out the ugly, the mistakes, the people I hurt, the debts I owed. I left out the man I once loved who still had a hold on me. Marcus believed I was this strong, faithful, God-fearing woman who'd been through pain but was ready for peace. And for a while, I started believing it too. But lies, they rot your soul. You can't sleep, you can't breathe, you can't love fully, because the truth sits in your chest like fire. There were nights I'd wake up shaking, terrified he'd find out. I'd watch him sleep, his arm wrapped around me, trusting me completely, and I'd hate myself. Then came the messages, the ones from my past, a man I swore I'd left behind, but he never really left me. He knew things about me Marcus didn't, things that could destroy me. And every message felt like a countdown, one text closer to my truth exploding. I told myself I'd end it. I'd tell Marcus everything. But every time I opened my mouth, fear choked me. What if he left? What if he hated me? What if everything good I'd built came crashing down? So I lied again and again. 2 years of pretending, 2 years of smiling through guilt. I became so good at lying that even my own reflection couldn't call me out anymore. I'd look in the mirror and see a stranger, polished, perfect, fake. And then, one night, everything came crashing down. Marcus came home early. I was in the kitchen, scrolling through my phone, deleting messages, trying to clean up the mess before it got out of hand. I didn't hear him walk in. He said my name, softly. "Zariah?" I froze. My heart dropped. He had my phone in his hand. He'd seen everything. The silence that followed, it wasn't human. It was like the air itself refused to move. He didn't shout, he didn't break anything. He just looked at me with that kind of pain that splits your soul open. His voice was quiet when he said, "Who are you?" And for the first time, I didn't have an answer. That night, I confessed everything. Every lie, every secret, every message, every moment I pretended to be someone I wasn't. I cried until my body went numb. I begged him to understand, to see that I never meant to hurt him. He just stood there, shaking his head. He said, "You stole 2 years of my life, Zariah. 2 years of my truth." And he walked out. That's when I realized lies don't just break trust. They kill love, quietly, piece by piece. People ask me why I'm telling this story now. Maybe it's guilt, maybe it's redemption, or maybe it's just time the world sees the real me. Not the perfect wife, not the smiling liar, just a woman who made the wrong choices and paid the price. If you're listening to this and you've ever hidden something from the person who loves you, stop, tell them. It's not worth the nights you can't sleep or the mornings you wake up beside someone who deserves your truth. I thought lying protected me, but it only made me disappear. And before I continue, if this story hits you somewhere deep, if you've ever felt this kind of pain, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Not for me, but so someone else out there might hear this and choose honesty before it's too late. Because the truth, it always finds a way out. Always. After Marcus left that night, the silence in the apartment was louder than any scream could have been. His coffee mug was still half full on the counter. His jacket hung on the chair like he might come back any second. But he didn't. He didn't call, didn't text. Days turned into weeks, and I kept hoping for the sound of his key in the door. I stopped eating, I stopped sleeping. I sat on the floor and replayed every lie I'd ever told, word for word, trying to understand when pretending became easier than truth. My mother used to say, "Zariah, secrets make your tongue heavy." She was right. Mine was made of lead. The world outside kept moving. Bills still came, work still called, but I moved through it like a ghost. Everywhere I looked, I saw him. In the grocery store, I'd reach for his favorite cereal before remembering he wasn't there. I'd turn to show him a funny meme, and my phone would light up with silence. I told myself I'd give him space. I thought maybe he'd cool down, maybe forgiveness would find him. But forgiveness doesn't grow in the dark. It needs honesty, and I'd killed that. One night, I finally gathered the courage to go to his mother's house. She opened the door, saw my face, and her eyes said everything. No words. Just that quiet, tired disappointment mothers have when they realize their son's pain has a name. My name. I wanted to explain. I wanted to say I wasn't evil, just scared. That the woman who lied wasn't the real me, just the broken version trying to survive. But she stepped aside, shook her head, and closed the door gently, like even anger wasn't worth wasting on me. That's when the panic started, those short, gasping breaths that feel like you're drowning on dry land. I ended up in my car, gripping the steering wheel, whispering, I'm sorry," over and over until my voice cracked. I didn't know where else to go, so I drove to the beach. It was midnight, cold wind slicing through my coat. The ocean has a way of humbling you. Every wave felt like a question I couldn't answer. Why did I lie? The truth is, Marcus loved me too perfectly. He saw good in me I didn't believe existed. And when someone loves you like that, it scares you. You start thinking, what happens when they see the real me? So you build walls of half-truths and fake smiles, hoping they'll never look behind them. But lies are greedy. They want more space. They take until there's nothing left of you. I started recording these confessions on my phone, little voice notes, just to breathe again. I didn't plan to post them. I just needed to hear myself speak honestly for once. The first time I played one back, I couldn't recognize my own voice. It was raw, stripped, human. Weeks passed. One morning, I opened social media and saw his profile. He changed his status to single. My heart dropped, but I couldn't even blame him. I just sat there, staring at the screen, whispering, "You deserve better." That day, I decided to do something different. I deleted every fake version of myself, old photos, messages, people who fed the lie. I started journaling, writing every secret down until the page turned soft from tears. I even thought about posting one of my voice notes publicly, just to say, this is who I really am. But shame is heavy, and fear whispered, they'll only see the liar. I didn't realize that by staying silent, I was letting the lie keep winning. So tonight, I pressed record again. This time, not for me, for anyone who's ever ruined something good because they didn't think they were enough. If that's you, hear me when I say, confess before it's too late. Don't wait for love to walk away before you learn what honesty feels like. I used to think telling the truth would destroy me, but hiding did worse. It erased me. Sometimes, late at night, I still dream of Marcus's voice saying my name. I wake up, reaching out, but there's only air. I wonder if he ever thinks of me, if he remembers the woman he married, or just the one who lied to him. Either way, I can't change the past, but I can tell it, every raw, ugly piece, so someone else might not repeat it. And if you're still here, listening to me spill what's left of my heart, thank you. Maybe hit that like button, share the story, leave a comment. Tell me I'm not alone in this. Not for clout, not for views, but because sometimes knowing someone out there understands is the only thing that keeps you breathing. Tomorrow, I'm meeting Marcus for the first time since that night. He agreed to talk. I don't know what he'll say or if there's even a chance left, but I'm going. Because even if he never forgives me, he deserves to see the real Zariah, the one I kept hidden for too long. And maybe, I deserve to see her too. I stood outside his door for what felt like hours. My hands wouldn't stop shaking, my stomach a storm of guilt and fear. Every breath I took reminded me that I was here because of the choices I had made, every lie I had told, every moment I pretended to be someone I wasn't. And yet, I couldn't turn back, not now. When the door opened, Marcus's face was the same and yet different. Older, harder, but still the man who had loved me more than I deserved. His eyes searched mine, and in that silence, I understood every ounce of hurt I had caused him. I didn't speak at first. Words felt cheap compared to the weight I carried inside. Finally, I said, "Marcus, I'm sorry. I don't even know how to start. I can't undo the past. I can't take back the lies. But I needed you to know. I never stopped loving you, even when I was selfish and broken." He didn't respond immediately. He just stepped aside, letting me in. The apartment smelled the same as it always had, but now it was empty, like the space between us had stretched into something I didn't know how to bridge. "I trusted you," he said quietly, his voice calm but with a weight that could crush mountains. "Do you know what it feels like to love someone completely and find out it's all been a lie?" "I do," I whispered. "Every single day I did. I hate myself for it. I hate the fear that made me hide. I hate that I caused you this pain. There's nothing I can say to fix it, I know. But I needed to tell you. I needed to be honest, even if it costs me everything." Marcus ran a hand through his hair, staring at the floor. "Everything. It feels like you took everything. 2 years. 2 years of my life, my trust, my heart. And for what?" I shook my head, tears spilling freely now. "I don't know. I wish I could explain, but I was scared. Scared of losing you before I even had you. Scared that the real me wasn't enough. I thought if I could keep you, keep us, maybe it would all be okay. But it wasn't okay. I know it's not okay." The silence between us stretched on. My heart pounded so loud I thought it might burst. And then he said something that broke me in ways I didn't know were possible. "I can't do this, Zariah. Not yet. Not with the truth like this. I loved you with everything I had, and now I don't know if I even know who you are." I swallowed the lump in my throat, nodding slowly. "I understand. I would feel the same if the roles were reversed. I just want you to see me, the real me, not the lies. That's all I can give." He sat down on the couch, running his hands over his face, and I sat opposite him, the air between us heavy with words unspoken. My mind raced through every memory, every laugh, every stolen moment of happiness, every tear I had caused, and I realized, even if he never forgives me, I had to face the truth myself. "Zariah, you broke my trust. That's not something you just fix with words. You can't erase the past." "I know," I said, my voice barely audible. "I just hope, maybe, someday you can see that I never wanted to hurt you, that the girl who lied, she's gone. I'm just me now. I'm Zariah, the real me, and I'll live with the consequences, whatever they are." He was quiet for a long time, and then he said something I didn't expect. "You're brave, I'll give you that. Most people wouldn't have the courage to face me like this." I gave a shaky laugh. Courage or desperation, maybe both. We sat there for what felt like hours, not talking, just breathing, in the space between regret and relief. I realized then that healing isn't about forgiveness alone. Sometimes it's about being honest, being raw, being seen, even if the person who sees you can never forget the pain. Finally, I stood up. I should go, I whispered. You need space. And I need to start living in the truth I've avoided for too long. Marcus nodded, eyes softening ever so slightly. Take care, Zariah. As I walked out into the night, I felt something I hadn't felt in 2 years: clarity. The road ahead was long, uncertain, and lonely, but it was real, and that mattered more than any lie ever could. When I got home, I recorded one final voice note, not for him, not for the world, but for me. I said aloud everything I had learned: the pain of lying, the weight of secrets, the beauty of honesty, and the necessity of facing yourself, no matter how broken you feel. I shared it online, not expecting much, maybe a few listens, maybe no one at all. But then the comments came. People thanking me for speaking the truth, people sharing their own regrets, people saying they finally understood that being honest is always better than hiding behind lies. And in that moment, I realized something important. Even if I lost Marcus, even if the life I had built was gone, I hadn't lost myself. For the first time in years, I was free. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I don't know if Marcus and I will ever speak again, but I know this: the lies are gone, and the truth, the real Zariah, is here, breathing, living, and ready to face whatever comes next. So if you're listening to this, and you've ever hidden something that could destroy everything you love, be brave, speak the truth. You might not get the ending you hope for, you might lose everything, but at least you'll walk forward knowing you didn't disappear behind lies. And if this story touched you, even a little, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, comment your thoughts, because every truth spoken is a little less lonely. I am Zariah Cole, and this is my truth.